You've written some really good case studies on the projects you've worked on. Is there like a case study recipe you follow? Like, how do we become better at writing UX case studies?
Yeah, so like I'll just start off by saying that even my case studies, I won't say are the benchmark, but I do know that, like, if I had to write it again, for example, what I would focus on is that having a really, really, really tight narrative and making sure that every part of the case study is contributing to that narrative. Like, of course, the context here matters. It matters that whether you're making a portfolio like website, or are you making a portfolio presentation for an interview. So the breadth of your content, the nature of your content will vary from the context. But having a narrative is important in every case. Like, basically, for my website, I remember I edited it so much. Like, my case studies used to be really long. And then over time, I cut it by half, then cut the half by half. And I still feel it's too long and it can be tighter. But for the website specifically, my advice would be that the portfolio website is a tool to entice people, like to hook them in. It need not be the place where you have everything, like a laundry list of every single thing you did for a project. Because you if you go into an interview, right, you're going to be doing that anyway. You're going to be taking a project and breaking it down into its very last detail. So your portfolio website, which is public, need not have to do that for you. Like, it doesn't have to do that heavy lifting for you. It needs to be just enough. Like, it needs to have just enough information so that people get the basics from it, what you were trying to do, what problem you were trying to solve, how large was the team, like some basics, like whether this project was driven solo by you or were you in a team. So if you cover some of the basics, other than that, I think just having a really tight narrative. I like to think of it as, what if this was your favorite book or your favorite movie, right? How do you keep the audience hooked from the beginning till the very end? Was there some drama? Did something monumental happen in the way? Was there like a big turning point? Did something change? These are all the like arcs, like the points or the milestones in your story arc that have that quality of drama, right? That have that quality of excitement that people like to see. So I think, yeah, like if you remember your favorite film, these are the things that you remember, that, oh my God, he died. I never thought he'd die so early. Oh, that changed. That completely took a twist. So your project actually is also like a movie. You just don't see it because you look at it as, oh, it's just boring work. I did it for my job. That's all right. No big deal. But then I started to look for those milestones that, oh, we did this research and it completely changed how we were looking at the problem. It becomes really easy to frame that narrative in that way. And yeah, I would say that once you have that tight narrative, everything should like add to it, should contribute to it, and like your audience or whoever it is that's reading your case study will be hooked till the very end. Yeah.
Awesome. That's actually
there's no recipe as such, but yeah.
No, it makes sense. And now I can recognize why you're interested in storytelling as well, because you've sort of figured out that narrative aspect of the entire thing.
You just saw a snippet from whiteboard.fm. You can watch the entire episode by clicking on the link in description. We have hundreds of clips on design case studies, hiring processes, and much more. This podcast is a part of the 10K Designers Network. Check out our website whiteboard.fm to learn more.